So welcome you all back for the day 5 session 2 on the ACT sponsored SCTP. So this session we are going to see the topic of machine learning application in fault diagnosis and classification part 2, which is going to be handled by Dr. C. Muniraj, Professor at the Head, Department of EEE, Knowledge Institute of Technology, Salem, Tamil Nadu. Sir, over to you, sir, for the session.
Thank you, Rajshekhar.
Thank you, sir.
Very almost we are in noon time. But, very happy morning to all the participants. Once again, I will give a very brief introduction on how the machine learning will apply for diagnosis the fault in electrical network as well as electrical apparatus. Right? So I think day before yesterday, I gave a talk on that machine learning application in especially for electrical network, especially to find out the surface condition of the insulator. Today, I'm going to concentrate that another apparatus. Right? This particular apparatus nowadays is very familiar, very well known by all the people, even rural background, that means uneducated people also know about this apparatus. Because throughout the world, now all the engineers are talking about this particular apparatus. That is solar panel. Okay. So now the renewable energy based power generation is now booming. Most of the country government has instructed that go for renewable energy based power generation instead of fossil fuel based power generation. It is only one dominant reason for that changing from fossil fuel to and renewable. One is that means climate control. That means climate changes and pollution, climate changes, right? And also we don't know, we do not know about that. What is the storage availability for how long time if we are suppose using that fossil fuel, so that most of the government are now strongly instruct that go for renewable energy. Because Indian government is also give a lot of subsidy for the renewable energy based power generation. For renewable energy based power generation, I think so for that renewable solar PV is dominating one other than wind. So after that, solar maybe wind is now India, southern part of India is wind is dominating, but northern part of India is solar PV is dominating. But now this current time, all the places solar PV is now is installing. Okay. But what is the heart of the solar power system is the panel. Even though its conversion efficiency is below 45%, but still lot of interest, lot of business will take place in solar power based generation. But that efficiency of the panel is now it's improving, right? It has been improving day by day. Surely, maybe 20, 30 or 35, we may get 90% efficiency of solar panel because a lot of research is going on there in a solar panel fabrication and how we can improve the efficiency of the solar panel. In this aspect, a lot of research is going on there. So with this, what I'm going to talk about coming that means next 1 hour. There is only one: how to diagnose the deficiency or defect or fault in the solar PV panel. Right. So that is the topic which I'm going to cover on today session. Uh, Before move to that particular topic, I want to just brief about that how we can implement machine learning for diagnosis defect or fault in the solar PV panel. Just I want to brief it within a 5 minutes, then I can go at my slide presentation. Right. Um, Again. Rashad, is it slide is visible? Abhishek?
Visible, sir.
Okay, ma'am.
Visible, sir.
Right. Okay. Okay. So here, let me start. So earlier that means day before yesterday, I just brief it. What is the structure of that machine learning implementation? Same part I'm going to brief it now, but in a the measurement index, that is a measurement document, is different. Earlier, the measurement document we are talking about that signal, but in this cases we are going to talking about that image, not a signal. Okay. For capturing the image is easier than measuring the signals, right? For measuring the signal, we need to design a precision measurement and also precision data acquisition devices for measuring the particular signals. But if you go for that image capturing, we could not know that whether it is need that much of precision needed. But it is I understand that in my knowledge, it does needed a very little amount of precision, because the image is can easily capture by advanced camera. Now we are practicing even mobile phone itself. We can capture very good images of electric of all the things, right? So that now most of the researchers, now they are doing the research work in especially for image processing, because it is easier signal, because image is a one kind of signal, right? We not understand that. Maybe we may thought that signal in the sense it is like a waveform, right? But in electrical network, we are normally talking about that signal in the sense it's a sinusoidal waveform or something short waveform, or it may be that RMS, it may be that average, it may be that some other harmonic signals, right? But nowadays, the people are talking about that, because the invention of the smart grid, after invention of the smart grid, and after invention of the sophisticated camera and sophisticated camera-based sensor, now the people are talking about that another information is the image. So we now consider image is also one of the signal for diagnosing or for controlling aspects also, right? So in this aspect, so here again same structure I am drawing here, that problem. Okay, from the problem, right? So measurement. So measurement. So this measurement we may call as a document. So document or data, whatever it may be called. So everything is common measurement. Okay. From this measurement, again, because this is a document, maybe consider this may be the document. From this document, from this signal, you may be called as this is a signal, right? From the signal, I may extract different kind of features. I may extract different kind of features, right? So here, what I'm considering here, this signal in this particular cases, I'm considered as a image. I'm considering a image, right? So especially in this particular talk, I'm talking about that thermal image. This particular talk, I'm talking about the thermal image. Okay. So again, future. I probably you may know that image may have a different kind of features, right? We should not say that image have only one feature. Image have a different kind of features. Okay. Suppose we insert one image. Maybe you can understand that. It may be the, okay. So I hope that you may get this particular images. I hope you may image to this particular image, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is the thermal image. Okay. So because nowadays, why we are I am also concentrating on most of the research is also concentrating them rather than the signal. They are concentrating the image is in this world everything is existing based on that thermal equilibrium, right? So start from our body and start from living things. All the living things have a thermal equilibrium. Otherwise, surely the tissues of the living things may collapse if the equilibrium is not maintained in a particular temperature. Okay, so that if any defect or any abnormal conditions suppose happen that it will give the some impact on the temperature because the right. So you know that you know this very well because we are in a pandemic situation. Now we are in the pandemic situation. In the pandemic situation, for the that means indication for the coronavirus, if suppose be affected or not, is a prime indication is the temperature, right? The temperature is a normal, no problem at all. If the temperature is again above normal, it is above 37.5 degrees C above normal, surely it may be a doubt about that may affect the coronavirus or not. But the temperature of the body it's varying depends upon the different kind of factors. The coronavirus is not only cases but different kind of factors. Okay, suppose if you inhale some kind of smell, some kind of smell, that smell may be lead some temperature variation in your body. Suppose now you are regularly eating chicken, right? So non-vegetarian, without chicken, it is very tough for people take the Sunday breakfast. I hope you will know about that. If you eat the chicken, that chicken also will increase the temperature of the bodies. Okay, so that you say this particular images, this images is a particular rat images. Okay, we have one kind of research in our earlier research institute. We just analyze the thermal image of the rat for particular diabetic condition. Whether the rat is diabetic or not, we suppose diagnose that diabetic condition of the rat based on the thermal images. So you say this thermal images have a different kind of features: maximum value, minimum value. Okay, and this is only the temperature indication. But other than the temperature value, it have a different kind of color combination is there in the surface, there in the image surfaces, right? You see this different kind of color combination over there. Okay, and also here the structure of the rat maybe is there. This particular one is the leg of the rat. Okay, so when in the leg of the rat, we are investigating. We have investigated, or we are now in the investigation process. We have investigated the fingers. We investigated the fingers, different fingers, one, maybe even 5 fingers there in a rat leg. So all the fingers corner, we investigated that the particular temperature of that particular rat, right? So it maybe have a structural changes also may happen. The structural changes also may happen. So that this is the signal, image is the signal. From the signal, we may recognize, may collect the many information like a texture information, like a color information, like if you suppose the thermal images, we can get the temperature information, and then monograph images also is possible getting a there is a histogram analysis also possible, right? Some time domain information also we can extract from this particular images: mean value, median value, standard deviation value, kurtosis values. So many values we can extract it from this particular images. Okay, so that information is called as a feature. Those information is called as a feature. What is a feature? So mean, max, mean, average, right? These are all the features. So document is the image. From this image, I can extract the what is the mean value, what is the max value, or what is the average value, right? Otherwise, maybe textual information also you could possibly extract. That's called as a feature. Okay. Okay. From this feature, I can create the database. I can create my database. This database, right? If you analyze the very small problem, right? Maybe the database is the volume of the database is small. Suppose if you analyze that complex problem in a suppose if we take the smart grid is a length of the grid is a huge, and also lot of sensor is incorporated there in a smart grid. So for that cases, if you capture the images of electrical networks, right? So from that images you can extract the database. You may get a huge volume of database, right? So from the database, again from the database, you may from the database, right? So you may optimize your database. After optimization, you may get another database, right? From this database, you may divide it into training database and testing database. Okay. From the training and testing database, now next stage is a selection of the model, or you may develop your own model also. Selection of the model. From the selection of the model, it may neural network, it may convolution neural network. Okay, for the image processing, the CNN is the best tool. Right? Many researchers is figured out that CNN is the best tool for analyze the any kind of images, right? And okay, so this is maybe your tool. For these cases, you may predict the or diagnose the condition. After the diagnosed condition, all right, you may make it so online. Okay, so here very important thing is nowadays is why this machine learning is very popular, and why the IoT technology is very popular, and why the many kind of image processing algorithm is very popular is nowadays everything is because earlier that means before this era, what was there in our automation is very simple automation, but everything is tuned and analyzed in offline, right? Before booming of this kind of internet facilities, this kind of high-speed data bandwidth, right? So all the kind of problem, all kind of that means especially that network, that means artificial algorithm have analyzed in offline. But after the development of 5G network, 4G network, huge internet bandwidth, right? Now that those algorithms now shifted to online mode. Right? So in online mode, right? So it is a Python. So Python is one language. This language contains a lot of algorithm, lot of pre-defined algorithm. You don't want to write any code for suppose you want to go implement neural network. You don't need write any separate code for neural network. Just give the input. You may define your label. Give the input, define a label. You may get your predicted output. Okay, but selection of the network is also important. So what kind of network you are going to select for your problem, that is also very important, right? So if you inappropriately select your network, you may not get exact predicted output. You lose the information, right? So this online, make it as an online. Everything is made into online. Finally, what will happen is only just go and capture the image of the rat. You find out that whether the rat is diabetic or not. This is the same kind of algorithm may apply to all human beings. Just capture the thermal image of the human being. Okay, right? So you see this now, finding that whether you are affected the coronavirus or not, right? Just they are streaming the thermal scan, right? Infrared thermal scan, right? So just they are taking that one shot of this gun and find out that numerical value of the temperature without touching physically. Okay. that gun will give you only the numerical values of the temperature, not the image of the temperature. Suppose you are going for thermal imager. Thermal image is like a photography. Just go and take the thermal imager or thermal image screening or thermal video screening. Video screening. You may find the beauty of things. You may find every parts of the body have a temperature difference. You look into your eyes, look into your nose, head, and different parts of the body all have a different kind of temperature profile, right, or not in a same profile, maybe not in the same profile. Suppose you are doing a heavy work in your hand, okay, you just supposed to measure the temperature profile of your hand. It is entirely different than other parts of the body, okay. That the information can a lot of information buried under the thermal images, so that most of the now medical application, most of the medical applications will go for this kind of thermal imaging based analysis. But only that problem is what is the problem is it is maybe it is affected by the surrounding temperatures or any temperature, any nearby devices temperatures also, right? It's also possible. But now lot of that means protecting devices they are now have been developed, or also they are going to develop for that minimizing the kind of noise which is affected by the thermal images, okay. So this is the structure. Suppose if you want to implement the ML, machine learning language. So what is the ML here? Very simple. So I told you what is the ML structure. Machine learning ML is, here is the rules, so here is the data, and here is a label, right? Label or output. This is ML, right? So how it implement for this particular cases, image cases. So this images, from these images data may extract. Based on that you define your output. What is the output? Whether the rat is diabetic or not, right? If it is a diabetic, say 0. If it is a not diabetic, say 1, right? If you define the two label, just if it is a rat is a diabetic, it is a 0, it is a 1. So that ML can frame the rules. ML can frame the rules based on the image features, right? What all the image features is there, right? If you implement in your program is a texture images, they take the texture image based they define the rules. If you take the temperature profile, the rules maybe ML program, machine learning code may frame the rules based on the temperature profile of the particular images, okay. So this way you can implement your machine learning algorithm or find out that any fault or diagnosis in particular especially this application is a rat application, whether it's a diabetic or not. The same kind of diagnosis may be performed in all kind of electrical apparatus, But again, that the problem, the limitation of this particular, or we cannot say the limitation, it is a problem issue. What is the issue? This atmospheric condition, other temperature profile will affect that particular apparatus. That is a real limitation. Okay. I hope that you may get some point on that what I'm going to present. So this is a structure architecture which you may follow for implementing machine learning for your application, right? So with this, I can go and share my slide. And I can stop sharing. Now, okay. Rashad, is it visible? Or Pritika Devi or Rekha who will be there and joining there? Maybe you can just give input. Okay, fine. Right. So the topic which I am focusing on this particular session is thermal imager role in condition monitoring of high voltage apparatus. Right. Here, high voltage apparatus is just a name, but you can that means you can extract all kind of devices, not only for high voltage apparatus, Any electrical apparatus have a temperature profile difference for abnormal conditions. So this can apply for all conditions, right? Users, how thermal imager works. The thermal image camera record the intensity of the radiation in the infrared part of the electromagnetic spectrum and convert into that is a image converted to that is image detector that designed to detect the electromagnetic radiation in visible light spectrum. All other forms of electromagnetic radiation, such as infrared, right? This is based on the block body reflection ratio. Okay, there is a block body reflection. Take it as a base from that block body reflection. We have find out that what is the spectrum which appeared across any living things or any body. Actually, Sir William Herschel discovered infrared radiation in 18th century, right? 18th century. He invented that infrared radiation from that lot of lot of development have been take places from 18th, right? Now we will have a sophisticated infrared systems, right? So there is no doubt about that. And so this is the camera which I'm handling, right? Flyer 4220 DX thermal imager. I have some expertise on handling this camera. Also, I had gone through the different kind of training for handling this particular camera, right? So this is the camera. Actually, 2014 or 15. I'm not remember that. Exact year for purchase this particular camera. But after this camera, now we have a new upgradation in this particular camera. But at the time, this is advanced camera because this camera can capture that video as well as image of the things, right? So here, the specification of this particular camera is here, right? So after that, actually now Flare is invented. Flare is a leading player in this particular thermal system. Right? If you go back, any suppose if it is possible, you can go. You may have you may opportunities to go to US because that in that particular airport you may find out that flare systems, flare thermal scanning systems. That thermal scanning system is a very advanced technology that will scan entire parts of your body as well as that your things which you are carrying that, right? So based on that thermal image, they could predict, they could find out that whether you have any explosive devices or whether you have any specific diseases, right? If you have any specific disease exploding devices, they definitely stop you, right? That is a sophisticated technologies there in the US and some Europe country also, right? So you said that there is a real image for which I took it for our analysis, right? So this is a feeder transformer, and actually the left one is a feeder transformer, right one is a power transformer. This is a 16,000 kV transformer. This is a feeder transformer. You see this image, right? So thermal profile of this particular images, okay. You may get some idea for seeing the visual information because uh, here you have maybe you have some difference structure, some intensity may be varying, right? You see this here also some intensity also varying, but this is not exact thing which it reflect on the uh, apparatus abnormalities. It may be reflected on that some reflecting that means surface over there in a transformer based on the reflecting surface only this kind of intensify images may get it from this particular images. You see this is a background images. This is a coconut tree. This is some maybe that banana tree also. This is a surrounding images, right? But you see this here is a total profile of the temperature, but you see this here is a total profile of the temperature. Okay, so this way you can find out that any abnormality over that in a particular transformer, you may get it as a very clear information on it, right? And you see this very clear information because it is our earlier institution feeder switch. In this feeder switch, you have a 3-phase, right? You see this feeder switch, we have a 3-phase. This is the R phase. It may be Y phase. This is a RYB phase, right? So here you say this, there is no problem here, but you could find out here. This is a connecting point, right? This is a fuse connection, no? This is a fuse. This fuse is connected, incoming and outgoing. This is incoming switch, and this is a distribution side switch. So this is a fuse connected between this fuse switch. But you say this, you may compare this profile temperature level of this particular R phase and this particular maybe B or Y phase. I'm not sure. This is R, Y, B. Okay, this is a B phase and Y and B phase. You see the Y and B phase have a bright intensity there in a fuse connection point, right? So what will happen is, why it is there? So this is an improper connection of the fuse. Improper connection of the fuse. Maybe we could find that the fuse is connected in a rough and there is not a there is no follow on the proper standard, so that it may lead some temperature profile variations, right? Here you may find out that here this is a EL1, so EL1 is here profile. This may be that here. See this maximum is 102 degrees C, and this is EL2, right? So EL2 here, this is a 98 degree, and then EL3, right? So here EL3, right? This is for that 48 degrees C. You see this is EL1. This case is EL1. Okay. For this cases, this is a very huge temperature. You see the 150 degree C, right? This is a 150 degree, but EL2 you take it as a 98. If you come for EL3, this is a 48 degree C, right? So you take it as a, you say this 150 minus, it may be there here 48, you take the average 50. It is a 100 degrees C temperature variation. 100 degrees C temperature variation is particular fuse. That is a particular case, right? Surely it will damage that conductor. Surely it will damage the conductor during the prolonged time if it's existing. Okay, so it may the defect. So this defect can be easily find out from only seeing the thermal images. No need for any processing. Right? This kind of fault can be easily identified by visualizing the thermal images. No need for any image processing applications, right? So if you train this particular images, to your machine learning algorithm, so once you go and capture the images of this feeder, immediately the algorithm automatically tell that whether you have any abnormal problem or not, right? That is a specialty of this thermal images, okay? And in electrical substation indoor, I have a capacitor bank, all right? I have a capacitor bank, reactive power management, I have a capacitor bank. You see there's a capacitor bank. Here, there's a different capacitor bank is there. So maybe you start from 1, 2, and so on, n number of capacitors here. And you say this capacitor have a problem, and also this capacitor also have a problem. This capacitor may have a problem. So this is somewhat okay, right? Maybe what from our analysis, what we came to understand from this analysis is, so once we are going to we have physically examined that particular capacitor. The capacitor is defective capacitor because the capacitor is burst, right? So that it have a lot of temperature variation there in the capacitor. Okay. So that after detecting this images, then we recommend to that management and remove this capacitor. 1, 2, 3, these 4 capacitors, they will remove it. After auditing the 3 4 capacitors, they remove. Okay. So these are the fact. These are the fault we can find out that from seeing the thermal images. And you say this is a load side bus bar. This is a load side bus bar. From the load side bus bar, right? This is again RYB bus, right? So there have a imbalanced load setting. They have an imbalanced load setting because you see this is R phase have a huge current flow, and then B phase also huge current flow. You see the R phase, there is no current flow over there. Compare this B and the Y phase. B and the Y phase. It means that the Y phase and B phase is loaded much higher than this R phase, much higher than this R phase. This may be a find out that, and after that again we are recommend that reframe the load setting. So they are reframed and again checked that it will be okay now, right? So this way you can audit it. And this is a distribution set transformer. We have a different profile for the distribution set transformer. And you say here there's a insulator circuit, right? So this is one of the new technologies now company are deriving that finding the insulator surface condition through the thermal images, right? So whether the thermal insulator is have any pollution over there in the surfaces or any arcing take places or any flashover, the peak flashover will be there or continuous arcing over there. It may be find out that from thermal images, but we could not find out that minimum arcing over there in the surface of the insulator. It's not possible to find out from naked eye or some normal cameras, right? So thermal images maybe is possible. It maybe give you a lot of information on that. So temperature profile of this insulator surfaces. So here is a different line profile and different temperature profile. Maybe to find out that, right? So this is electrical motor, right? So you see this electrical motor. This electrical motor have a problem in the bearing pot, right? This is a bearing pot over there here. Okay, so this is a very normal cases motor, but you see then a bearing failure motor. So you see this is a bearing failure motor. Huge temperatures take places over here in a bearing failure motor, right? So we can easily find out that whether it is a because bearing failure, but this is no load condition. There is no problem in that cases because this bearing may be tackled. But if you 70% loaded, 70% is loaded the motor, you see it's a bearing. Right. You have a lot of temperature, high temperature compared than other part of the electrical motors, right? Surely it will indicate that either is a bearing or either is a soft, either is a maybe a eccentricity for some kind of fault over there in a rotor part of the machines. Okay, it may be possible to find out that. And this is another interesting feature, right? So it is a battery bank, right? So you see the battery bank, this particular battery bank, right? This particular lead have a problem. This connection have a problem, right? Because this connection, it's overloaded or over temperatured. Maybe what is the real case? What is the real factor in this case is this is improperly connected. This particular lead is improperly connected. Lot of discomfort. There is a white formation is take places over this particular lead, so that it will lead a lot of temperature compared to another part of that cell. Okay, so why we need a proper maintenance of the battery for because you are seeing the naked eye, visible eye, you cannot find out that whether there is a problem over there or not. But you see this thermal images, you surely find out that. So where it is exactly problem over there, right? And again, you see this. This is a distribution side. This is a distribution side. The distribution side. This particular circuit breaker, this particular switch have a problem, right? So other than this switch, because this all the distribution switches evenly loaded, that means balance loaded. Even though it's a balance loaded, this particular switch have a problem because it have a overheated. It has overheated due to that some malfunction there in the load side. Some malfunction there in the load side, right? So because that you say this particular terminal have a overheated because it's not properly connected. And you see this as it is a switch, right? This is a distribution switch. So this switch is completely failed because this switch is broken, completely failed. So it's overheated. If you not suppose you not change this particular switch in a particular time, surely it will have a short circuit will take places in the particular distribution box. Okay, so this could be based on this analysis, based on this maintenance schedule, it is possible to prevent that electrical accident also. Yes, you can possible to prevent the electrical accident also, right? So this is a basic fundamental of how the thermal images they are in finding the condition of the electrical apparatus. Now I'm going to for that especially for solar PV. Okay, so it may be Nisha again. Okay. So we had audited our actually this power plant is a 5 kilowatt power plant, which it was existing in our earlier institutions, and we had a opportunity to audit this power plant. Also, we find out that some of the solar cells were defected. So we recommend that to change the particular panel. We could not change the individual cell of the panel because it is really it's a tough process. So that we change that replace that particular panel which the cell is defective. So that is the final outcome of this particular audit. And this is some of the actually this is a one work which done by my MTech student. Okay, so here what it is, the issue in photovoltaic systems. Okay, so what is the issue is because this photovoltaic panel PV panel has been emerging technologies since 18, but even though it is emerging technologies, we don't have any database for reliability of this technology and reliability of this solar panel, right? So because that age of the technology is only almost 10 years, right? So that we could not get we could not get so much of information on reliability basis of the solar panel. So the what is the real problem the solar panel is the defect there in a manufacturing site, maybe the defect due to in a transportation time, maybe the defect may happen due to in a handling side of the defect may be happening in saucer code in the operating time. Any cases, maybe the defect will happen in the solar panel. So in these cases, it is a manufacturing defect because that insulation failure over there in the bottom of the solar panel. So here delamination, it may be the one of the problem the panel, and the edge shield delamination and the delamination over the cell, right? So this is also very critical issues in the solar PV panel because the fabrication side they have a lot of research over there and finding the delamination, right? Without delamination, right? So this is the PV structure. What is the PV structure? You maybe know that there's a frame, right? Um, it's a frame. Inside is a glass encapsulant, right? It will be the epoxy-based encapsulant. This is the solar cell. This is the solar cell, right? And then bottom encapsulation, backseat junction box. This is the outlet. This is the outlet. This is the frame, which is frame, glass, and encapsulation. So layer 1, layer 2, layer 3. We have a 3-layer protection, right, for the solar cell, right? The sun, if the sunlight is entered here, it should pass 3 layers. Layer 1 is a glass, layer 2 is a layer 1 is a frame, right? Outer frame. Layer 2 is a glass and encapsulation, right? This encapsulation sometimes is called as a insulation, okay? And solar cell, okay? That solar cell will be protected by 3 layer in the top, and the bottom have a 2-layer junction box and back. Sorry, bottom have a 2 layer as the back sheet and encapsulation, right? So here this encapsulation is something is a epoxy-based encapsulation, right? Or any mica-based encapsulation or any ethylene propylene rubber-based encapsulation. This may be our problem due to that overheating of the solar cell, or maybe some shortage to take place in a connecting load, or any malfunction which will take place in the operating side, right? It is overheated and it may be damage this encapsulation, right? So finding this damage is a real complex issue, right? Finding this encapsulation damage is a real complex issue. You could find this encapsulation damage in a very early stage. A very early stage, you may stop that entire blackout of the particular power systems because you do not find out this encapsulation problem. This encapsulation problem prolong a long time and make it as a very big, a very big short circuit or very big fire on this particular solar panel. Okay, so this finding encapsulations also is a complex issue. And in a solar panel, here this is a sample images which I could get from Flare website. This is hotspot due to this damage. Due to the damage, there are another hotspot here, right? So this hotspot may be due to the internal cell failure. Okay, so pop pattern. And this is our solar system surface. Okay, so we could take that different measurement and different cells and find out that each box, because we randomly pick up different areas to find out that temperature profile of the solar panel. So we get that kind of picture because this particular issues we didn't find any malfunction cases. And here this system actually this particular workplace, okay, to find out the solar panel insulation failure. That is, I told you in the beginning, this encapsulation failure. This encapsulation failure to find out from thermal images to find out that how the encapsulation is failed. Okay, and it predict by neural network, right? It is one of the machine learning algorithm, right? Now people is called, earlier the people is called as the artificial neural network, now the people is called as machine learning algorithm. That is the difference, right? What is the difference is we are the algorithms frame the rule, their algorithms kind of predict the output. Okay, and this is architecture. What is architecture? So initially this is solar panel. So from that IR flyer camera, I just measure the image of the solar panel. I could get the IR images. It means the thermal images. I can get it from thermal image, the camera. This is called as a data acquisition. Data acquisition. At beginning I mentioned that image is a signal. This particular application we are not considered as an image. It is a signal. Right? So from this image, actually we are applied one image processing algorithm. It is a RGB, red, green, blue to HSI color, right? And also we incorporated that k-means clustering algorithm, k-means clustering algorithm to find out that different features of that particular images. So first the images, RGB images converted into HCI image. From the HCI images, we apply the k-means clustering algorithm, applied k-means clustering algorithm. We are find different kind of thermal features of the images. This feature, right? So we didn't optimize any features. What are the features we measured? All the features we are used for develop the algorithm. This feature may be divided into training purpose plus testing purpose. These features apply to the very simple back propagation neural network and find out that classify that the different stages of the fault, different stages of the insulation failure, because the insulation will start to fail initial stage, middle stage, and the final insulation failure. We actually we took it as a sample, three kind of samples. One is a initial that means insulation failure, and middle insulation failure, and then entire insulation failure cases. Three cases we consider, and also we consider a 50 to 60 samples of the solar panel. Right? Okay, so this is some cases. We also measure that IV characteristics of the panel also. Some cases we measure the IV characteristics also panel also. And in some cases, we analyze the histogram analysis, because in images, the histogram is a benchmark analysis. Suppose if you want to develop the new algorithm, that algorithm must compare with some benchmark algorithm. That for image processing, most of the cases, the histogram based analysis, they take it, they may taken as a benchmark algorithm. So this is the structure of that system, which it could predict the what is the classification of the insulation failure there in a PV cell. Okay, we done some experiment over there in our campus, right? So this is a environmental condition we measure to find out the while doing the experiment we are just figure out that what are the environmental condition, because this environmental conditions also play a vital role for very crucial role for measuring the temperature of the solar panel. And there's some very simple experiment setup just to be uh, connect the resistive load to the PV panel. Right, we measure that what is the open circuit voltage and short circuit voltage. And electrical isolation panel, this is the isolation failure, right? So EVA, ethyl vinyl acetate. Ethyl vinyl acetate protects the weather influences such as moisture, UV radiation mist, right? I told you, ethyl vinyl acetate EVA. It protect that panel from moisture or UV radiations. So it may be failed, right? So that sometimes bubbles in the sense solar panel, some cells maybe have some airlock there in the inside of the solar cell, or not inside of the solar cell. It is a binding of ethyl vinyl acetate and the solar cells, right? It is a binding side of some during the binding process, maybe our some airlock is there. It is called as the bubbles. Maybe we in a naked eye or visible surfaces we could not find that whether is the bubble is present or not. But while screening the thermal image of the solar panel, surely we can get it. It is the images there or not. So that means there is a bubble or not, right? So this is a simple electrical measurement characteristics. In electrical measurements, we healthy panel and electrical, we have a three stage of installation isolation call. So initial stage and that means the second stage and the final stage. You see this each stage. You see this each stage. So they have a lot of deviation over there in a maximum point of the panels, right? And over a stage in the maximum point of the panels. Right here is 2.5. It is entirely is collapsed. Right. So this is a very simple electrical measurements, but it not give that much information there in a isolation fault, or otherwise some it is normal fault. Okay. So here is a very healthy panel. From the healthy panel, we measured that the surface temperatures. Okay. From the healthy panel, we just measure the surface temperature, which is surface temperature. From the surface temperature, we find out the histogram. Histogram is a measurement of the pixel count or the surface of the image. It is a very simple definition of the histogram. And this is the initial stage one. So stage one installation failure case. Stage one installation failure case. Okay. So stage one, you see this lot of hotspots over there. Lot of hotspots here. You see the lot of variation over there in pixel values. Okay. And you see the another stage two, again a lot of stage two have a lot of variations. The pixel variation is huge compared than the previous cases. Right? A lot of variation is there in the pixel. And the last stage, right? So entire, you see this even this image is also we could visualize. So entire the damage of this because of this particular panel. So you see this a temperature profile, it's a different profile. There is a huge impact on this histogram. Right? And you see this is a bubble fall. Right? So this one is a for rarely cases isolation fall. This one is a bubble fall. You see this particular cell have a air gap airlock there in a binding cases. So surely from these cases we could find out that where the airlock is there. Sometimes it is possible to release the airlock, but most of the cases we could not release this because it is already binded. Okay. And it is a image processing very simple. It's RGB is converted into XA. It is a basic algorithm, right? No need for that much of introduction for this particular algorithm because it is algorithm everyone know about that, how to convert the RGB because a simple mathematical simple code is there in a MATLAB. Just you can apply the code that convert that GB into XSA value. No need extra elaborating the discussion. And from these cases, you see this. very clear visible of this particular images. So this is a junction box. This is the outlet junction box, right? So panel images, object cluster one. This particular images can be divided into cluster, different kind of cluster, because we are applying the K-means clustering algorithm based on the K value, right? K means value, K value. This K value, this are different kind of cluster based on the intensity of this fixer, right? So you could see this first cluster you could get this particular intensity. Second cluster, you get this particular intensity, okay, and then third cluster, this particular intensity will be third cluster. Okay, so this particular images can be divided into different group, depends upon the intensity of the fixer, intensity of the fixer. And you say this is a isolation failure stage one, isolation failure stage one, right? You may get a lot of difference compared than the previous images. This may be that isolation stage two. You see this entire second stage itself, you get a lot of loss, right? You see this entire portion is failed, right? The entire portion is failed because we have a lot of couples over there and over there in a particular images. And this is a completely block out. That means complete isolation is failed. So entire panel, this is a completely loss. There's no images over there. Okay, and this images is get from bubble form. Okay, so from these images we could easily figure out that you see the cluster stage cluster, maybe this cell, maybe this 2 or 3 5 cells. This particular page is our, this is a hotspot pages to find out that air gap is there in a particular image, a particular panel. Okay? And from these cases, beginning itself, I told that this is a document. This images we consider as a signal. The images we consider as a signal. We measure the signal, even though if you see the signal, suppose any if you see the signal, if any abnormality is there, surely it will reflect on the wave shape of the signal. Same like that. If there any abnormality there in the temperature profile, it will reflect in the image pixel. It will reflect into the image pixel. So here we find out the time domain information of this particular images. So time domain information of these images is, so for healthy cases, stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, right? So this cases you find out that what is the mean value, standard deviation, skew values. These index are called as the time domain index of the temperature. So you may find out the very simple program. You may write very simple program, or you may get a lot of programming code from online, or maybe MATLAB. That you get the MATLAB code and find out that what is the mean and standard deviation of the skew value of the images. This is a future. This is called as a future, right? Earlier cases is called as a document or signal. This one is called as the future, right? So if you measure that vertical temperature profile of the particular panel, right? So you see there's a 3 cases, right? Just you find out that what is the cases. That is the healthy cases, stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, right? So healthy cases, use the temperature profile. It is 50, right? Usually the temperature profile start from here to the end. Okay, so where I can get the temperature profile now for these cases, for vertical cases, I just measure the temperature of this particular panel. So this is the vertical temperature. This is the horizontal temperature. I measure the 2 cases. One is the vertical case temperature. Other one is I measure the horizontal case temperatures. Okay, and you see the profile. Right. So you see the profile for the healthy panel. It's a its temperature is it is not even touch the 51 degrees. Stop at the 51 degree. In first stage of isolation failure, right? It's occur here, and then second stage of isolation failure, right? So it's a blue line. Second stage of isolation failure. This is a stage 1. This is a stage 2, and the third stage of isolation failure. This is the third stage. You see the profile. Here is a 60 degree. This is maximum temperature 60 degrees. Different temperature profile for all 3 cases. Okay. So from this temperature profile, we can easily find out that now what is the real condition of this particular panel, whether it is a stage 1 or whether it is a stage 2 or whether it is a stage 3. Okay. And here is a vertical, that means extraction of horizontal position. So again, horizontal positions also have a temperature difference. So this is a healthy panel, and this is a E1. So first stage, and then sometimes E2, second stage, sometimes E3, this is the third stage. It's also a different profile all over there in the temperatures. Okay, and from these data, again another database has developed. This is a training database I have developed. Right. So here I can here this is a training database of my particular algorithm. So this training database actually figure out from this training database actually figure out from this database, right? From this database, you can figure out the this table. This table, okay. So here, vertical temperature, horizontal temperature, mean value, standard deviation value, skew value. Okay, I consider. So here I consider as a future 1, future 2, future 3, and then fourth one, and then fifth one. Here I define my label. Here I define my label. This is my label. Okay. I define my label. What is my label? 0 is first label for the healthy panel. 0.25 is second label for the stage 1. 0.5 is the third label for stage 2. 0.75 is the fourth label for stage 3. This is my label. Okay. So here your ML. What is the machine learning? You've been given two things. So here data, you can give the database directly here. The label, the condition you can come into here, and it's find out the rules. You find out the rules. So when it is a healthy condition, when it's supposed to be stage 1, when it's supposed to be stage 2, when it's supposed to be stage 3. This is for the ML cases. But this for programming cases, here I can give it as a outlet as a label here. Label here, data here, rules here. Okay. So this is my testing space. So this is a very small problem. So I showing only limited data. Okay, this is the cases for training cases. This is for the testing cases, and this is a network which developed for 5 input and 1 output cases. So it have a 3 layers. It has a layer 1. This is input layer. Layer 2 is a hidden layer. Layer 3 is output layer. Output layer. We have 1 output because whether this what is the stage, what is the output. So whether it's a healthy condition or stage 1 or stage 2 or stage 3. So these 3 things must be classified by this neural network, right? So I developed the neural network, and just because it is a very simple database. So this database is possible to find that maximum tolerable values, error tolerable values after even 70 epochs. There's a gradient and new values adaptation. Right? So it is found out that it is a simple model, and also the database is very clear, and the database is also is a distinct database, not in the redundant database. They are in a training database. If it has any redundancy, surely it will reflect on this particular gradient and that particular new values, right? And sometimes this training pattern is totally different if it's our redundancy, right? And finally, it classified that maybe that's you can get the accuracy of 0.99 because the data is very clear. So you could get the index is 0.992. It is almost as 1. So it is our 100% prediction accuracy. We have 100% prediction accuracy. So 3 stages can clearly predict, right? So what is the condition, right? So so this way you can implement this ML condition. But you say this is offline prediction systems. It is not online prediction systems, but it's offline prediction systems. These systems may upgrade to online prediction systems, right? And also here the training and testing, everything is based on that only sampled image database, sampled solar panel image database. Okay, so this volume of the data here is very less. The volume of the data is here is very less. Suppose do you want scan entire power system, entire solar panel, entire suppose it could be maybe megawatt plant. If you want to scan entire plant, entire solar panel, right? So surely the volume of the data is a huge. Volume of the data is a huge, right? So there the big data is coming to the picture. There is a big data is coming to the picture. For the big data, again you have to find what is the mean value, what is the standard deviation, what is the skew value, or some other maybe index may be used to find out the feature which is buried under the images. Okay, that images databases may be in terms of 1,000, 2,000, right? It may be of bits of lakhs, images, lakhs, features, lakhs, data may be there. That data may be used to train your network. That network may be automatically find out there whether the panel have a installation failure or not in an online mode. In an online mode, just you fix this camera in a plant. Just you fix the camera in a plant. Okay, it will generate the images values, and that images value feed it to that cloud server. That right, that cloud server may process. Cloud servers may process your algorithm and find out that whether the defect or not, that defect information may be informed to the concerned authority, concerned maintenance department, right? To before occurrence of any accident. Okay, so this may can go at online mode based, but this is happen only in machine learning algorithm, not for normal algorithm, because machine learning algorithm are capable for storing lot of information on this on its brain. Okay, so that's all about these cases, right? So I could have another 15 minutes there. So I have another one same kind of work, but it is in a IoT online based thing. Share that also. Is it visible, Rajshekhar? Rajshekhar? Or
Serviceable, sir.
okay. IoT-based condition monitoring of that particular solar panel. This work is recognized by some of the startup company in Bangalore, and our that means the early institutes and UG undergraduate students, they are working over there because for that learn from the knowledge of this particular project only they got the opportunities work for the particular company. Okay, so what is this one is actually we are people now working under a online monitoring system. This is in the offline cases, but somewhere we managed to make it as an online, but only we got a 70% is could be possible. But now there are people who are working on the drone based online assessment, but they are have a some they are developing some drone based assessment for IoT technologies, right? Here is a very simple structure, right? So you people already know about what is the IoT because the interconnection of all the sensor, that information is sent to the cloud. The cloud can think because the cloud have a thinking ability. The cloud can think and send that classified information to the concerned person, right? That is the capability of the cloud, right? So this cloud, so this IoT technologies already people know about it. What is IoT technologies, right? So this IoT technology, so this cloud may think in a different technology, right? So all the information which will connect to this cloud. This cloud have a thinking ability to find out that what all the sensor input and they process themselves, right? The cloud thinking they process themselves, and based on what is the program you written, what is the code you written, what is the technology, what is the methodology you developed to move there in the cloud, that cloud will interact with that all kind of users. Okay, so So here they are using the ThinkSpeak ThinkSpeak platform. They are using the here is a ThinkSpeak MATLAB Limited. Then here is a different IT product, but they are using the ThinkSpeak platform cloud. This is a very simple experiment setup we have performed. Okay, so here we are used to the sensor, right? So here, so BMM 180 sensor we are used with. This is solar panel, and here is a voltage divider. We have to measure that the current, and it is a very simple Arduino board. And also we are using the Raspberry Pi process to find to develop a program, because Arduino code have a ability to measure the value, but it's not thinking ability. But the Raspberry Pi process have ability to think, ability to have a OS system. That OS system can work. Suppose it is a any simple program, it can be loaded to this Raspberry Pi processor, because the initial setup, so we are using Raspberry processor, right? So this is coding they are people running in a Python language, right? So this is a very simple Python language they're writing the coding, right? So actually, what they are sending to the cloud is they figure out that image histogram values. Image histogram values. That image histogram values they are sending to the cloud, right? So R value. This is also histogram value. This is a right pressure. This is a pressure which there in a sky. This is a temperature which is there in a particular panel. So அங்க இருக்கிற pressure என்ன, அங்க இருக்கிற panel ஓட temperatures என்ன அப்படிங்கிற விஷயத்தானது. And here altitude values. This is the voltage values. Okay. So how many sensors we are using here? So this is the altitude value. Altitude value, and this is the voltage values. Okay. So previous cases, two sensor. Here is another two sensor plus 2 and plus 2 4, and this is the image, right? So this is from this image. From this image, we find out that maximum value of the pixel images, pixel intensity. We figure out that only one feature of this particular images, because this is for writing the code in a Python language. That time there is a beginner, so we could not able to write a full-fledged Python coding, figure out that all features. We are somewhat we have managed to figure out that only one particular images of the panel, that is the maximum intensity of the images, maximum intensity of this particular images. So that's RGB maximum values is sent to that cloud. These all the values were sent to the cloud, so that here we can manage that 4 sensor values. There's another images 4 sensors we can manage send to that. So 2 plus 5 values we can send. So from this 5 values you can store in the cloud, right? In the cloud you have to write your ML. In this cloud you have to write your ML. This ML take this all 5 values and frame the rules. Frame the rules. So what is the rules, right? So is there any abnormal condition, is there any fault condition or any failure condition? So this rule is framed by ML, right? Immediately the machine tell to the operator, we have a problem for your particular panel, particular location, particular altitude, particular temperature. Everything is given to that particular operator, right? So this is the initial development. So we supposed to upgrade this system in a drone-based measurement systems. Drone-based measurement systems. Also, it is upgradation of this particular project. Okay. This project also is sponsored by a startup company, right? So we are not done we are not spent the financial aspects of this particular project in our own pocket. The startup company, I actually forgot the name of the company, which is there in Bangalore. Okay, that company is sponsored 22,000 rupees for development of this particular project. So with this, I can stop my presentation. I hope that I've given us at least some information on condition assessment of electric meters. So based on that, thermal images. Right? So earlier cases I given based on that stimulus. Now these cases are used to the thermal images, right? So in the latest 3 papers we are published one paper in energy, HVAC, another paper in MBA Journal Energy, and based on that, thermal image based assessment of the solar panel, one, and another is the electrical motor condition is the second one. So you maybe search, you can find out the paper in Google Scholar. Maybe just if you want, you can just go and find the paper and read it. It is a very simple technology we are using in the particular paper. You may use for your upgradation of your research work or some that means educational purpose also. Right? So that's all about my side presentation today. I hope that it is over to Rajshekhar for any queries. I like to.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the wonderful session, sir. Yes, sir. Dear participants, if you have any doubts, you can unmute and ask. Also, you can post in the chat box. Urmila madam has asked a doubt, sir.
Yeah.
Is glazing of the insulator affects thermal imaging?
What is that?
Is glazing of the insulator affects thermal imaging?
First line I couldn't get it. Glazing. Let me check it. But the glaze, it may be, but that insulator cases, it's totally different. Because nowadays the insulator is made up of polymeric material, but in a glass insulator it is very difficult. But in a glass insulator, for measurement of the glass insulator, based on the thermal images, I'm not sure about that. It will give a proper result on that. But in a porcelain insulator and polymeric insulator, surely it will give a lot of information, right? But in the glass insulator, we didn't test anything about the glass insulator. Maybe Rajshekhar,
Yes, sir.
my answer was audible.
Sir, I think it is not audible, sir. For 30 seconds, I think it is not audible, sir.
I think yes. Actually, yes, exactly. Polished surfaces, polished surfaces. I want to be yes, exactly. Polished surfaces. That's why I'm talking about. The polished surfaces have a different reflective coefficient. Okay, that reflective coefficient surely influence that thermal images values, right? So we supposed to be that if we have a polished images, we should properly select the reflective coefficient values, right? If you properly select the reflective coefficient, that reflective coefficient may give that exact information, right? It has an information, but we could not figure out that what is the temperature information over the thermal images. For that case, you should select the proper reflective coefficient. That is the answer. Currently, I can give it, but we didn't test that glass insulator, and also we didn't test that any polished surfaces, right? But while we are doing the project, where we are doing measurement on the motor braking load, that braking load breakdown have some polished surface. That surfaces have a surely impact on that measurement, thermal images measurement. But we had a different algorithm to eliminate that noise. We consider it is called as a noise. We have a different algorithm to eliminate the particular noise. I hope I answered the questions.
Yes, sir. Okay. So, any other participants, if you have any doubts, you can post in the chat box. I have one doubt, sir.
Yes, sir.
So the camera which is used for the thermal imaging, at what distance it is good to take the snapshot, sir?
Pixel?
So the distance of taking the photo I'm asking, sir.
Distance. Okay.
Meters or
Actually, the distance doesn't matter about it for these cases, because that the temperature distribution of that, but because that distance, instead of distance, you must consider that surrounding temperature and surrounding reflective media. That is also you should consider. But distance, suppose we are taking that 1 meter or 2 meter for high voltage tower, usually we can get the information. That is not an issue. But for doing the experiment, we have a certain procedure to maintain the distance of object and the camera.
okay, sir. Sir, I think no other doubts from the participant side, sir.
Okay, good.
No other questions in the chat box, sir.
Sir, fine.
Thank you.
We can conclude the session.
Yes, sir.
Right, fine.
Thank
So
you for the wonderful session, sir.
maybe give us some brief note on tomorrow session. Then and also because tomorrow we have a assessment also. So you just brief it, Rashid.
Yes, sir. Dear participants, tomorrow will be the last day of the STTP. As I said yesterday, we will be having two sessions. Session 1, session 2 will be handled by Vijay Kumar sir, Assistant Professor, Department of EEE, IIT TDM, Kanchipuram, Chennai, in the topic of performance enhancement of wind energy conversion system in smart grid. And second session, condition monitoring in smart grid. After that, we will be having a small feedback session for the overall STTP and as well as a small validatory session concluding that. And in the third session, we will be having an online test. It's an adjective type test where you will be having 30 questions. You have to complete in 30 minutes. It will be posted in your registered email ID. You can take that. So any issues if you get while taking the test, you can contact us and we will resolve it. So you have to take the test between 3 to 5. So this is about the tomorrow's plan. And today's session 3, we are going to see the topic of EMI penetration to smart grid. It is going to be handled by engineer Uma Mageshwari, manager technology, Ramura Software Private Limited. So which will be starting at 3 p.m. So you can join at 2:50 p.m. We will be starting at 3 p.m. and it will be ended at 4:30 p.m. This is about the plan, and the feedback will be shared at the session 3 in our WebEx chat box. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Rash.
Stop the recording. Yes, sir. I will stop the recording and end this session, sir. We will meet at 2:50 p.m., sir. Thank you.
Okay. Have a nice day.